Chapter 1. The Healing Begins. Tammy Slaton sat alone on the porch of her Kentucky home, the gentle creak of the rocking chair beneath her a rhythm she hadn't known she needed. The summer sun filtered through the trees, catching the golden streaks in her auburn hair. A light breeze caressed her skin that now, for the first time in years, didn't feel like a burden. It had been 2 months since her skin removal surgery. A milestone she once believed was as unreachable as the stars above her. Now, here she was, lighter, freer, and yet grappling with a storm of emotions that not even her therapist could fully help her untangle. Tammy's weight loss journey had been broadcast to millions, but behind the laughter, the sibling fights, the transformations, and the tears on 1,000 LB Sisters, there was a woman rediscovering herself one painful step at a time. Her latest surgery had been more than just physical. It had sliced through emotional walls she didn't know she'd built. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Chapter 2. Behind the Curtain of Change. For Tammy, skin removal surgery wasn't just cosmetic. It was the final chapter of her body's former self, the part that had held her back for years. The folds of skin, once symbols of her suffering and limitations, were now gone. But what remained? When I looked in the mirror, I cried, she later revealed in a confessional interview. Not because I was sad. Not even because I was happy. I cried because I didn't recognize myself. And that's scary. Recovery had not been easy. The incisions were deep and wide, stitched delicately like the fine lace of her grandmother's Sunday church gloves. Every movement hurt. Every glance from others, doctors, fans, even her sister Amy, felt like an inspection. "You did great," the doctor said. "You're healing perfectly." But emotionally, Tammy was a mosaic of confusion. Who was she now without her old armor of weight and skin? Chapter 3. Amy's role in Tammy's new world. Amy Slaton, Tammy's sister and co-star, had been one of her biggest supporters, but also her fiercest critic. Since the beginning of their reality show journey, they'd had their share of ups and downs, blowouts, reconciliations, and shared laughter. After Tammy's surgery, Amy was cautiously optimistic. "I knew this was gonna change her," Amy said in an exclusive behind-the-scenes clip. "But I didn't know how much." Tammy's always been this strong personality. Now she's quieter. More in her head. Amy had dealt with her own surgeries and transformations, having undergone bariatric surgery and becoming a mom twice over, but Tammy's emotional adjustment was a different ballgame. She wasn't just healing from surgery. She was redefining her entire identity. There were times when Tammy would call her sister late at night, her voice trembling, tears clogging her throat. "Amy, I don't know who I am anymore." "You want me to write about what? My day?" That I cried, brushing my hair. But eventually, she did write. At first, it was raw, riddled with self-doubt, anger, even resentment. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I missed the wait. Not because it was good for me, but because it made me feel protected. Now, I'm just here. Exposed. But over the weeks, her journal became more hopeful. "I wore jeans today. Actual jeans. And I didn't cry. I actually smiled." At the same time, Tammy reemerged on TikTok. Her fans noticed the difference immediately. Her face slimmer. Her eyes brighter. Her content more confident. Instead of hiding behind filters or avoiding full-body shots, Tammy started posting videos of herself trying new clothes, going on short walks, and dancing, yes, dancing, to early 2000s hits. She captioned one viral video, "Rock that body? You bet I am." Chapter 5. The Love Dilemma. As Tammy's body changed, so did her perspective on relationships. Her marriage to Caleb Willingham had ended in heartbreak before his tragic passing. His death still loomed over her, a grief she wore like an invisible cloak. But now, standing in front of the mirror in a new, streamlined body, she wondered, was she ready to love again? "I miss Caleb," she said in a moment of vulnerability during a live stream. "But I also think he'd want me to be happy. I just don't know if I'm there yet." Fans flooded the comments with support. Some encouraged her to start dating again. Others warned her to focus on self-love first. Behind the scenes, Tammy had gone on a few casual dates. Nothing serious. A dinner here, a walk there. But she was cautious, perhaps overly so. "I'm scared someone will love the outside and not the inside," she confessed to Amy one afternoon. "And what if I'm still figuring out who that inside person is?" Amy's answer was simple. "Then let them figure it out with you." Chapter 6. A Trip to Remember. 2 months post-surgery, Tammy made a bold decision. She booked a trip to Nashville. It would be her first time traveling solo in years. With a small suitcase and a determined heart, she stepped onto the bus, unsure of what lay ahead. The ride was quiet, peaceful. A far cry from the ambulances and emergency hospital visits of her past. In Nashville, Tammy did things she hadn't dared to dream of just a year ago. She went shopping for clothes that fit. She visited a rooftop bar, non-alcoholic drinks only, of course. She even took a walk along the Cumberland River at sunset, feeling the warmth of life returning to her. In a vlog she recorded during the trip, Tammy said, "This is the first time I've felt normal. Not the girl on TV. Not the patient in a hospital bed. Just a woman on vacation." That night, she cried herself to sleep, not from sadness, but from overwhelming gratitude. Chapter 7. The Return and the Reflection. Back home, Tammy was changed. Her home, once a place of limitation, now felt like a canvas for possibility. She redecorated her bedroom, threw away clothes that no longer fit physically or emotionally. She started cooking again, not out of necessity, but joy. New recipes, colorful plates, salads with zest and smoothies that tasted like tropical dreams. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Her family noticed the change. "She's softer," said her brother Chris. "But stronger too. Like, nothing's holding her back now." Tammy started working with a trainer, not just for weight maintenance, but to build muscle. "I want to be strong, not just skinny," she said. And when she caught her reflection in the gym mirror, she didn't look away. Chapter 8. Preparing for the next chapter. With her healing well underway, Tammy began dreaming again. She spoke to producers about doing a potential spin-off show focused on her solo journey post-surgery. She pitched podcast ideas. She began sketching out a memoir tentatively titled, Unfolding: My Journey from Trapped to Free. And perhaps most excitingly, Tammy expressed interest in becoming a motivational speaker. "I used to think I was a cautionary tale," she explained. "Now, I think maybe I'm proof that you can survive yourself. And that's worth telling." She reached out to bariatric clinics, recovery groups, and even high schools, offering to speak about her journey. Responses were overwhelmingly positive. Chapter 9. Healing, Hope, and Humility. Every day is still a battle. Tammy will tell you that herself. There are days when she still mourns her old self, when phantom feelings of heaviness wrap around her. There are moments when she flinches at a compliment or feels out of place in her new, smaller body. But more and more, those moments are eclipsed by strength. She smiles now. Genuinely. Frequently. And when fans meet her in person, they say the same thing over and over. "You look amazing, but more than that, you look happy." And Tammy always replies the same. "I am. Finally. And I didn't think I'd ever get here." Final chapter, A Life Reclaimed. Tammy Slaton is far from done. Her story is not about a perfect ending, but an inspiring middle. She's proof that transformation is never just about numbers on a scale or inches lost around a waistline. It's about emotional survival. It's about choosing life again and again. Now, when Tammy walks into a room, she carries herself taller. Not just because of her improved posture, but because she's no longer carrying the shame, the pain, the regrets that once weighed her down. "I thought losing the weight would be the end of my journey," she said recently. "Turns out it was only the beginning." Subscribe the channel to get such videos.